A landlord and tenant may prefer a less restrictive and more flexible occupancy structure than provided under a fixed-term tenancy. In this instance, a periodic tenancy may be more suitable. After it is entered into, a periodic tenancy is automatically extended for equal successive periods of time, such as a week or a month, until terminated by notice. The length of each successive period of time is determined by the interval between scheduled rental payments. Examples of periodic payment intervals include annual rental payments indicating a year-to-year tenancy, monthly rental payments indicating a month-to-month tenancy, and weekly rental payments indicating a week-to-week tenancy. A periodic tenancy is intentionally created by a landlord and tenant entering into a rental agreement. A rental agreement is the agreement which sets the terms for payments of rent and conditions for possession under a periodic tenancy. Remember, while a rental agreement is used for a periodic tenancy, a lease agreement is used for a fixed-term tenancy. In some instances, a periodic tenancy can also result from possession under a defective lease agreement. Consider a tenant who takes possession under an unenforceable lease agreement. For example, one that is greater than a year and entered into orally. The tenant pays rent in monthly intervals and the landlord accepts. Here, the tenant and landlord have entered into a month-to-month periodic rental agreement. A periodic tenancy continues until terminated by a notice to vacate. Either party may serve the notice. This right to easily terminate a month-to-month tenancy makes a periodic tenancy flexible when compared to a fixed-term lease. To terminate a periodic tenancy, the notice period is to be at least as long as the interval between scheduled rental payments, but need not exceed 30 days. There is an exception that exists for residential property, though. A landlord is required to use a 60-day notice to terminate a periodic tenancy in a dwelling if the tenant has occupied the property for more than 12 months. On a material breach of the rental agreement, a 3-day notice to vacate can also be used to terminate the periodic tenancy. This is used when the tenant has committed an incurable breach or failed to perform obligations which cannot be rectified within 3 days. Note, there are different types of 3-day notices that can be used, depending on the nature of the breach and whether or not the tenant is able to rectify it. We'll cover this in a later video.